Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Captain Grigsby's War in the Pacific. So we are continuing as per usual. Now, I'd like to go over to my industrial management, and I'd like to take a look at R&D. Now, these factories over here are basically researching the planes and next generation of planes that we shall be flying. However, I am interested in the A6M50. So this is basically an upgraded version of the A6M20. You can see here it is available from 43 usually. We might be able to speed that up. It has a higher speed, a higher cruise speed. The endurance is a little bit lower, therefore range is a little bit lower. Not too bad with the drop tank, and not too bad with the extended drop tank. The altitude, however, is a lot better, 38,500 feet. So if we compare that to the US, I suppose Navy, as I imagine I'm going to be facing more so carrier planes from the enemy. So we'll compare that to an equivalent, I suppose. So we have the F4 F3A Wildcat. Now that is a very quick aircraft. You can see how it sizes up compared to the normal Zero that we have to begin with. They are similar. This one does have a much lower cruise speed, however. Half the endurance, half the range. Yeah, but you can see it has a higher operation ceiling and some armor, which does make a difference. So what we need to do then is we need to bring ourselves up to the A6M5. I mean, equivalent, that's 41 F4F. That's 42. Rather go the F4U1 Corsair. As you can see here, both around about the same-ish year, but you can see this one is much bloody faster. Huge endurance, actually fantastic aircraft. Hugely upgunned. But the thing is, it doesn't have the CV capability that the A6M5 does. So we are going to try and steer towards the A6M5. So sort by type. Well, in fact, we'll sort by supply. That'll give us a good indication. So these are the ones I want to take a look at. Right. KI-74. Let's take a look at the KI-74. See what retro we're looking at. See? KI-74. Perhaps iGen Army. There we go. Right, so it is a level bomber, but it's... oh, wow. That's a long way away. Medium bomb, yeah, okay. So I feel good about changing this over. So let's see. A6M50. There we go, change it over here now. So you can see here the amount of R&D on these aircraft. I suppose it must take an incredibly long amount of time. Okay. So I'm going to try and steer towards the A6M5. And let's take a look at what we have here then. So we have the KI-49. Take a look at the KI-49. KI-49 KAI. So that's a transport. It can carry a huge load though, so it's not bad. 43, not too far away. The L2D2. Looking for L. The Tabby. That's a transport. 44, however. Really nice load there though, so I might keep that one on there just for the future. The KI-43 Oscar. That is the 2B. Right, fighter. Basically a land-based fighter. We'll compare that to the A6M5. Right, so we can see the A6M5 is faster. This is what happens when I'm like trying to read something. I end up making a lot of bloody mistakes. But this does have a really nice cruise speed. Endurance, KI 43 wins there. Wins again. And wins again. However, you have the higher altitude. The climb rates are about to be the same. You have less maneuver, so you win here. Durability higher here. You have armor. You have a much higher load. However, you have half the gun value. So I will stay with the A6M5. There we go, A6M5. Now, the more fighters that we have assigned to this, I believe the faster we'll be able to get that into action, which I think is more than worthwhile. I could do with moving some of this production around, well, R&D around. Then again, Tokyo is fairly protected now, but I'd like to disperse some of that research. That was the thing that the Americans encountered with bombing Tokyo, and just bombing Japan in general. Like, a lot of the manufacturing capabilities, a lot of the industry was actually in a lot of, well, basically houses and lots of things like that. Basically house and cottage industry, I suppose you could call it. So it's very hard for the Americans to really get at the industry unless they use wide swaths of incendiaries, which did the job, but there was still a lot of industry like that. So it was difficult for it to be pinpointed, which is what I need to try and do myself. Okay, so the KI-54 Hikari. I like looking at the different planes, that's what I do enjoy. This is the 54C variant. Again, a transport. I'm just gonna not bother with that one. Okay. A6M50. There we go, so we have about 3 factories on that now. So I'm going to start to expand them now. Have that R&D go. I do desire to have these planes. There we go. So we'll take a look at the Q1W1. I have no idea what the Q1W1 could be. So I think all the land-based planes are designated with a K. That would make sense. Yeah, you can see these are all different. That is a very interesting bomber. Okay. So we'll have that switched over to the A6M50 as well. I'd love to see if I could speed up the, well, I'd love to be able to get it. That's what I want. I'd like to be able to get that. Right. Okay, that'll be enough for now. Then again, is it worthwhile to throw all my eggs into one basket? Yes and no. Okay, we'll stay with that for the time being then. I don't want to throw all my eggs into one basket yet. We'll see how things can go. So now I'm going to go over to my siblings again, and it was pointed out to me that I can change some of these orders. So basically... leadership's pretty good. You do have a little bit of damage here, however. Right. Here we go. Threat tolerance, absolute. So basically, we can send that to absolute. I might go for high. But again, if I go for absolute, then they will definitely attack if there is a target, which is what I would like to see happen. Yeah, I think that's worthwhile. I'm going to change these to patrol right about here. I think it's worthwhile instead. Reconsider this mission. So set patrol zone, clear patrol zone, patrol around here. Right, go for absolute. If you see something, attack it. Okay. Then your patrol path isn't very good anyway. Okay, so we'll clear this. Set you to patrol around here. Absolute. Okay. So another issue I have noted is the fact that, well, it's not really an issue. It's more of a hindrance, really. So if we take a look at Kidabudai. Okay. So you can see here our destroyers don't have that range. They are at 94% fuel. It's just the fact that they just don't have that range without being refueled. We do have a little bit of damage on some of these ships. Like Kirishima has been a little bit damaged. Koku has been damaged a little bit. Hairu as well. Yeah, system damage. Which isn't great, so I could do with sending them off for repair at some point in the future. The thing is, we might as well have them repaired now before it starts to impact their performance. And if I can knock out 1 or 2 American carriers, then I will be able to afford to have them basically repaired. Replenish current ships. Okay, right. Task Force routing. Okay. Right, let's clear this. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to set their destination instead to, just off Johnson Island. I think that's going to provide the best possibilities for us to catch the enemy carriers. Now, our destroyers probably... Yep, they can make that fantastic. Okay, so we are going to block the way to Pearl Harbor and try to intercept the Lexington. Should it be in this area, which it is undoubtedly trying to return to Pearl Harbor, in my opinion. I really don't think there's any other choice. So you can see here in the fleet, we're not bad on fuel. Everybody's about 90+%. The carriers themselves are all about 96%. Okay. Though I do need to have this set as an actual mission for them to, Right, task force routing. Okay, I'll set it as a patrol, but I'll change it just so it serves smaller. Yeah, they're going to try and return home there. They'd have the endurance for that, which is interesting, obviously with the refueling. So what we'll do then is we'll have you on routing again. We're going to have you on patrol zone, but I will... Right, so patrol zone 1. Okay. That may be a little too close to Pearl Harbor. In fact, it probably is really too close to Pearl Harbor. Let's see. Safer. Still on the same path there. Normal. Okay. In fact, I'm going to move it a little bit further away. I really, really do not want to get hit by Pearl Harbor's Air Force there. Okay. So that's going to take us further away from Pearl Harbor, which is okay. We should be able to hit the enemy, hopefully. So I believe the yellow is the range of our aircraft, as far as I'm aware. So that's still a good range, and being off here will be safer. I mean, the bombers will be able to hit us, but the bombers may not be able to be supported by the actual fighter aircraft. So therefore, they would be ripped to pieces by my own fighter aircraft. And I do wish there was a way to set everybody to go to absolute attack. Well, absolute threat tolerance, but hey. Okay. Lovely little islands over here. Now... the Marshall Islands. What fuel do we have here? That's enough. So patrol. Arrow 64. Absolute. I do want to try and get some more submarines into the area. Yep, there we go. Arrow 68. Absolute. So round Bikini. There we go. Boundary free. Arrow 66. They should have enough fuel to return anyway. I mean, they're not far. Now, I could do is send in some submarines over here, perhaps, around Wake. Okay, Arrow 62. Then again, you do have some damage there, so I'll allow you to return. Arrow 65, however, will head towards Wake. There we go. Okay, so we do have these surface ships over here, basically collecting a truck. So we have 17 aircraft over here then. Speaking of those aircraft, we have some fighter planes. No, sorry, float planes. They, I doubt, have the range to head to the airfields over here, so I'm not going to try that. And again, they're close. I mean, Black Range is their usual range, I believe. I think this is range of extended fuel tanks. I will keep it on what it is for now. And also, I do have this tanker over here that's going to take on fuel, which is going to be great. Basically, I'm going to have this tanker head out and meet the tankers from Kitabutai, assuming the tankers... Oh god, I really want the tankers to survive. So the double-edged sword is I need them to be with Kitabutai, but when they're with Kitabutai, they are in danger. They are potentially under threat. But I can't stray away from my fuel source, and if I have my fuel source away from the carriers where they can't be protected by the ships and my fighter planes, then they could potentially be easily picked off. I do have to worry about enemy submarines, but hey, we always have to worry about something. Right, instead I'm going to alter your path. Absolute. I'm going to have you patrol here. I need to catch this bloody aircraft carrier. It must be caught. And free. Just have it there, a tight patrol pattern. An absolute. There we go. I need to make sure I block the path into Pearl. No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, they could try to approach it from a different angle, which is something I, okay, I'm going to allow for that one. I mean, there always is that chance, and I should allow for flexibility in my plans. The last thing I want is to be, well, inflexible and miss my chance. But I'll have the most likely path covered, which is going to be the path that they're most likely going to take, considering the fact that they don't have infinite fuel, and of course they don't have the time. The longer that Lexington is out there, well, the longer it's out there with damage. They can repair some damage at sea, but they can't repair critical damage like that. Okay, that's good. I think that's a lot better. So of course, China. Low numbers here. Escort. Okay, looking good. These infantry are going to head back to base. I do have the airfield over here. We do have some reconnaissance. That on search. Okay. So the ships here are going to return to their ports and they are going to rearm, and then we're going to send out more ships to try and hunt out these bloody submarines. I could start to expand the port here. The port is level 4, so I'm going to do that. I'll expand the airfield as well. Formosa is a nice little airbase. There's a good amount of troops here as well. We do have 2 destroyers anchored here, which I will send out if I can. Okay. Torpedo boats. I don't think they... Ah, okay. No anti-submarine warfare capabilities. Patrol craft? None, sadly. Cruiser mine layers. I will send them out in the future, actually. Minesweeper destroyer. Right, so we'll turn off all these then. Actually, small warships will do. Okay, I suppose that's what it is considering. Torpedo boats. Not really what I class as destroyers, but hey. Okay, the lands in the party are going okay. We are unloading over here. I do need more ships over here, that's a definite. Right, so you're on surface combat. These sub-chasers, however, I will... Okay, I'm going to take the sub-chasers. Yep, new task force. Anti-submarine warfare. Not you. Okay, there we go. Head out here. In fact, I'll put you on a patrol pattern. So we're there, and then we'll put you on a patrol pattern. Okay, patrol the islands over here. Right, that will do nicely. We are still assembling the fleets over here at Japan. So you're about to head into Osaka. Okay. That will do for the time being. I could do with surface fleet support down here. I mean, all we have here is like a torpedo boat and a transport destroyer and a minesweeper. That's hardly the best thing to cover that invasion with. So what I can do then is, I can't really do that. To be honest, I've left my invasion ships open to attack without the Congo and the ships there. So in all likelihood, I have left myself open to a bit of risk. Not even a bit of risk, quite a lot of risk to be honest. So we have these submarines over here. Instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to change your patrol. Clear patrol pattern. You're going to patrol this area here. I need you to shield my forces there. Absolute. There we go. Submarines are on their way home. Yep. Okay. Severe storms over here aren't really helping and loading. So what I'll do then is I'll have... So I do have these forces over here, which they wouldn't be able to stand up against the battleships too well. It depends really how many there are. I mean, the Prince of Wales is most likely in Singapore Harbour. Well, the port of Singapore. So, it's hard to say. Hard to say. But I think I might be okay. I'll move them... well, what I'll do then is actually, I'll change them to a surface bombardment mission. Bombardment. Allow. Let's go bombard. Oop, on. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to send you over. That is pushing it on range, however. Perhaps we can bombard the base over here. That could be worthwhile. There is a airfield over here, which is actually fairly decent. There's 11 bombers coming from over here, actually. So that wouldn't be a bad idea, then. So we'll go bombard the base there. Yeah. Perhaps I could just stay with a heavy... We'll see. We'll have to see. But we'll go down the coast of Malaya and we'll bombard that base there. Hopefully that should soften it up once our forces are ready to begin to move. I'm waiting on those supplies to be unloaded so we can get going. We do also need to build this up and repair this again. Yep, airfield. Yep. Though there's a decent amount of supply here, okay amount of fuel, and it's going there. And we do have the engineers on task, so that's good. Okay. So I will try to build this up, especially the airfield, so I can get that airfield into action ASAP. We do have a significant amount of planes over here. Yeah, the KI-43 Oscars. They're not fantastic, but they're okay. Do I want to have them transferred elsewhere? I could, but there's no support over here. So not really worth it. Before the end of the episode, I am going to edit some orders as well for these planes over here. Right, base administration 13 to 12 groups, so we need to move a group out of here. I could move those groups. In fact, I could do a combine in these groups over here. Okay. So we'll transfer to another base. So, Kagi. There they go. They've been transferred. Transfer again. Still unhappy, aren't you? Okay. I'll have you transferred. Right, surely that should make you happy. Right, now they're happy. Okay, that's good. So I need to change these anti-submarine warfare missions here. I'm going to increase the altitude to maybe 3,000 feet, I think is a good one. So we'll do that one. But alas, we're at the end of the episode, so I will be back shortly. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and goodbye. And as always, remember to leave your comments down below. I really do evaluate them all.